Put me in, coach. Today we are talking about the NBA trade deadline. It happened today. So we're going to talk about the winners and the losers. Who won? What teams look like they know what they're doing? And what teams look like they should be in a different business? We'll get into all of that business. Anyway, with that being said, like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment under, let me know if you had a trade that stood out more to you than it does to me. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into this because I chose 4 teams. So the first team that I chose as a as a winner, and we're starting from the bottom going up, is the Los Angeles Clippers. They picked up Rajon Rondo. They had their eye on Rondo since he won that championship with my Lakers. Okay? Why? Because they know he's a master playmaker. Right? He's going to set guys up. He's going to put guys in position to where they can score efficiently and effectively. And that's going to affect winning. Right? Because now, guess what? You got to listen to the point guard because he got the ball in his hands. So if he tell you to go down and set a screen and come up, guess what? Go do it because he's probably trying to get you the ball. That being said, that's my number 4 because the Clippers have had their eyes on a point guard since Kawhi Leonard brought it up last season. Now, coming in at number 3 will be the Denver Nuggets. And at first I had them at number 2, but I realized something. Why would you go get Aaron Gordon and put him with Michael Porter Jr.? I mean, at first I said, well, okay, Aaron Gordon is a way better defender than Michael Porter Jr., but Aaron Gordon also wants to score the basketball. And guess what? Michael Porter Jr. is not a defensive player. In fact, he is so offensive-minded that if he wouldn't have gotten hurt in college, he would have been the number 1 pick in his draft class. That's how good Michael Porter Jr. is. That's how good Michael Porter Jr. is offensively, right? Kind of reminds me of a Kevin Durant. Tall, can shoot the ball, got a nice little handle on him, right? Not very athletic, but athletic enough. I mean, he's 6'10", So, I mean, how high does he really have to jump to dunk the ball? Not very high. Just want to put that out there. Coming in at number 2, the Miami Heat. They got Victor Oladipo. If they let Victor Oladipo completely heal from his injury, they got themselves an all-star to put with Jimmy Butler and Bam, right? All they had to trade to get an all-star was give up Avery Bradley and Kelly Olynyk. Come on. Kelly Olynyk, I don't remember seeing him on the court. And when he was on the court, come on. If we play in NBA 2K, are you putting Kelly Olynyk on the court? Even if you pick Miami, are you putting Kelly Olynyk on the court? I don't think so. And I'm not trying to disrespect him or Avery Bradley because Avery Bradley, another Laker, although he didn't go to the bubble, he had a great season last year. So I'm going to say, okay, well, maybe that's the reason they traded Oladipo for him. But Miami understands. Pat Riley understands, hey, when a guy is an all-star and all he has to do is heal up from injury, because the Pacers screwed him over. The Pacers made him play through his injury. And, of course, playing through an injury, you're not going to be the same guy. You're not going to put up the same numbers. You're not going to look the same because you're going to be kind of gimpy and limpy out there. I know a little bit about injuries. I've had a few. That's number 2. The number 1 team that finally look like they know what they're doing or what direction they're headed in, where they're looking, is the Chicago Bulls. Why? Because they already have their superstar in Zach LaVine. They already have him, but they picked up Vucevic. Then they got Daniel Tice for nothing. That was a handout. And on top of that, they went and got a defender. Now, Al-Farouq Aminu, he is not, one of the league's best, but he's a pretty good average D and 3 guy, right? So that means Zach LaVine doesn't have to play the opposing team's best wing player. They can give that assignment to Al-Farouq Aminu. And guess what? Vucevic plays a lot like Joker, right? From Denver, playmaker. From the center position, where he's playing from either the free throw line or the 3-point line, which means he's looking for cutters and guys that's getting open coming off screens. He's the playmaker, and they still have Kobe White. Hey, the Bulls is coming. The Bulls are coming. So, with that being said, we can talk about a few losers. Although I liked the move that the Clippers made getting Rondo, they still have some point guards that, what do you do with Patrick Beverly and Reggie Jackson? What do you do? I mean, you should have traded one of them instead of Lou, because you still need somebody to score off the bench. All right, so let's look at this. This was a trade I did not like at all. The Blazers trading for Norman Powell. Why? Because Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum, and Norman Powell are the same size. I know I got a little emotional, but 6'3" guards, 1, 2, 3, shooting guard, point guard, and your small forward, all 6'3". Come on. Stephen A. Smith said Dame Lillard needs to get out of Portland if he wants to win the championship. I have been saying for years, if the Portland Trail Blazers want to win, they're going to have to choose between CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard, because those guys are amazing. Don't get that twisted. But them playing together is kind of like your turn, my turn. Your turn, my turn. My turn, your turn. Right? The other thing was the Kings. What are the Kings doing? They just traded for Delonte Wright, a point guard. Then they go get another point guard from the Raptors? What sense does that make? Okay, so not only did they just trade for 2 more point guards, right? They have De'Aaron Fox, who is their best player at the point guard position. So clearly that's not a position that you needed to fill. You need to fill a different position, like your 3 or your 4 or maybe your center position, one of those positions. But okay, so you got De'Aaron Fox. Then you drafted Tyrese Halliburton, who is also a point guard. So you got 2 point guards, and then you go get 2 more. What are the Kings doing? What are they doing? Come on, let's make some better moves. Something. They should have got Oladipo or I don't know, somebody. Let's see, another loser. Let's see. The Magic. All of the guys that they traded away, RJ Hampton, Gary Harris, they're good. Those are good pickups, but Gary Harris is hurt. RJ Hampton is a point guard, and if I'm not mistaken, they just signed Markelle Fultz to a pretty decent contract, meaning I think 3-4 years. So I'm not sure why they would pick up RJ Hampton if you already have Markelle Fultz, but maybe they can explain to their fans why they made that move. Also, they gave up Fournier, and they gave up their best player in Vucevic, and they don't really have nothing to show for it. They don't really have anything to show for that. And like I said, the Raptors trading Gary Trent Jr. and Rodney Hood. What are the Blazers doing? What are the Blazers doing? What are the Kings doing? And what are the Orlando Magic doing? All right, you're building around 2 guys who are not on the court, Markelle Fultz and Jonathan Isaac. Come on. All right. That makes sense to y'all, I'm in the video right here. But thank you for tuning in. Tune in to the next video. It will definitely be coming soon. Peace.